Hello again, Cloud Gurus, and now that we know a little bit more about the underpinnings of Lambda, now let's go through an example workflow that's going to look a whole lot like one of our labs later. What we need to know for this is that S3, which stands for Simple Storage Service, is an object store that has the capability to send Lambda events. Our Lambda code doesn't store anything, so we can pretend that it's stateless. Technically, we could write this in a ton of languages. We could use Node.js, Python, Java, Go, or C#, or any of the JVM languages like Groovy, etc. So in this example, our Lambda function is going to be reacting to new files in S3. And to make this go, there are three basic moving parts. There's the event, which is going to come in from S3. There's the function acts when it receives the event. And then your custom code will run once that event comes through the Lambda API and hits your particular function. For the purposes of this example, let's assume that someone else is uploading the files and it's not our problem. So everything starts out, we have our S3 bucket, we have our Lambda function, and S3 fires this event off into Lambda, which hits the Lambda invocation API. Our Lambda can perform any custom actions we want. So anything you can express in Node or Python or Java or Go or C#, anything you can do in those languages, you can do in reaction to this S3 event. And what makes this powerful is your code doesn't have to be always polling S3 asking, hey, is there any new files? Is there anything new for me to do? Can I do something now? Are there new files? And not having to poll both saves you money directly by not having to pay for S3 API calls, because S3 will call you when there's something new, but it also means that you don't have to be running code all the time to be watching. AWS does the watching for you and then invokes your code as appropriate. And of course, this simple example only uses one trigger, S3, but there are many, many more available natively in AWS, as well as API Gateway, which lets you take any HTTP or REST API call and hook it up to your Lambda function. So anything that can speak REST can speak to your Lambda functions, which is very powerful. But in addition to API Gateway, there's all these other event sources that cover databases, messaging services, direct custom code invocation, mobile app development services, all kinds of things. That's it for this lecture. Next, you'll see Lab 0, which is a little Hello World lab. We're going to get familiar with the console, and then we'll get into the Meteor labs.